Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to day number 2 of the National Championships. DIBCA, or Dumfries High School Curling Association, and the ECA, which is the English Curling Association, are proud to present to you day number 2 of the National Championships, live from Dumfries High School. My name is Michael Greaves McIntosh. Once again, good afternoon. The teams are going through their various practices, but the game that we are covering for you live is Owen Rees against a team that we saw last night in that close match against Greg Dunn, Andrew Reid. Session 2 results last night. We will go through them again. Change of plan. The ECA have spoken. There will be a chance to watch Owen Reid's game at a future point. I have stressed as a commentator it's vitally important that we cover all the teams at some point. But we're going to change things around. And we are going to cover, instead of sheet F, we are going to cover sheet D. The Greg Dunn, Andrew Wolston game. So give me a couple of minutes to change the cameras around and we'll start that all over again. Nevertheless, thank you for watching. So there's 1 minute remaining in this particular practice. Stone drills are being measured. That's John Brown on your left and the umpire on your right, who has told me his name, but I do keep forgetting every so often. Terrible with names. Thank goodness I've got them written down. They're not the ones I need, really. Okay, so we are away. So after a change of plan, this is Wolston versus Dunn. And just to put you into context, Greg Dunn's team have played 2 and won 1. That was against Molton's rink, 8-7. That was the first session. And Wolston have played 2 and won 2. And landslide victories, really. 10-1 and 12-5. So at the moment anyway, it seems to be a 2-horse race between Andrew Reid's rink and Wolston. We'll have more information about both teams at the start of the second end. Yeah, so last night's sessions were as follows: John Brown 10, Owen Rees 3. The game was streamed live last night. And what a game it was. Andrew Reid 5, Greg Dunn 2. And Andrew Wolston 12, Jamie Molton 5. So they are the results of session number 2 last night. We are now officially in sync. Happy days are here again. It's far better to be in sync than out of sync, right? Well played, well played. Andrew's now 2 up in this end. Greg's got a new brush. I think that's a new brush. It could be an old one that he's put back together. And Jonathan Havercroft. There he goes. Oh, not far away, not at all far away. So this is Scott Gibson from Motherwell originally. Graduated from the University of Strathclyde, where he studied mechanical engineering. Well played, well played. Jonathan Braden now. Looking to take this and stay. Does so. Doesn't stay. So this is Ben Fowler. Vice skip for Andrew Wolston. So now the graphics should be in sync. Greg Dunn gliding up. So Greg Dunn 3 down in this end. It's only the first end though. Catches an edge. Goes from 3 down to 2 down. Surely Andrew's going to put a guard in here. Yep. Andrew Wolston. Not looking to be heavy here, remember. That is a touch heavy though. Leaves the draw for Greg. Ice at the blue. Yep. That's where the slider's going, and now the brush is going. Greg will stare that down, glide up, and take his final stone of this, the first. Yes, it is my job to promote the games we have on the Dumfries YouTube channel, but if you've got a spare, 2.5, 3 hours, I would encourage you to watch the game last night that we streamed. A corker by anybody's standards. And also, there's a lot of other curling games on there as well for your entertainment and viewing pleasure. Greg Dunn taking it out. Takes one. The draw would have probably been better there. It means that Andrew can draw for 3. Last rock. This is Andrew Wolston. He's from the Northamptonshire area. He is an avid climber. If he's not curling, he's climbing something. Trains all the time. It is bordering on the obsessive, actually, but each to their own. Drawing for 3. 3 sweepers, 3 stones in the house, 3 blue. We move on. Not a bad start to the day. For Wolston's rink, Andrew and Co. 3 stones. This is Fraser Clark. And it's in. That's well done, Fraser. Ian Gasson. Although having said that, Ian and indeed the whole of Greg's team are Canadian with the exception of one. So I did say Ian Gasson last night, but you know, it could well be Gasson. I could have been right first time. Nevertheless, Ian. Puts the guard in. Fraser Clark's up next. Yes, all of Wolston's games up to this point have been landslide victories. Greg Dunn, not really landslide. There was one that came down to a last stone in the last end. And And there was that rather crushing defeat last night, which we streamed live. It's a terribly diplomatic thing to say, but nobody deserved to lose last night. It was a fabulous game. Fraser Clark, oh dear, it's not stopping. That's unlucky. Still 1 in though. 3 ahead in the game so far. Well, it's only the second end, but really you have to imagine that Greg wants to make inroads into that 3, considering that, as I said, all of Wolston's previous games in this tournament, I know there's only been 2, but all of them, both of them were landslides. So if you are Andrew's opponent, you don't want to give away a 3 per end. That will be on Greg's mind. Certainly would be on my mind if I was in Greg Dunn's position. Still very early days. Different dynamic to last night's game as well. You don't really want to blank ends. Scott Gibson. Yeah, just touches the guard. That's pretty useful by Scott. Jonathan Havercroft. Shouting's begun in earnest. Not by Greg though. Yes, Jonathan, that's the one. Takes 1 away and stays. Scott Gibson, his final offering in the second end. Yep, that's the one. Not a lot you can say really as a commentator. Brilliantly played. Exactly what was asked for. As expected in this national championship. None of these teams are pushovers. Yes, this game was decided by the ECA as the game to stream. We were going to stream Owen Reese's game. There will be a chance to meet all of the teams at some point. I've been told, you know, because I want to give everybody the same amount of exposure, if you will. And so there will be a chance. It's in the men's draw. There's 6 teams. In the women's draw there's 2, so, and we've met 3 teams already. met Andrew Reid's team, we've now met Andrew Wolston's team, we've met Greg Dunn's team. So we're on course. And because there's 6 teams in the men's section, it's a double round robin. Everybody plays everybody twice. Jonathan Braden. I'm just looking in my notes to see how the ECA have described the women's draw. Oh, a best of 5 rubber at 3 p.m. Or first to 3. Sounds a lot better.
Yes! Pretty hard!
Ben Fowler.
Quick! Hard!
He's 2 years younger than me. Oh, well, yeah. That's unlucky, Ben. Ideally, if Greg could get more than a 1 here. I know it's only the second end. I know I'm probably putting too much pressure on these players, but you've only got to look at the facts and figures and the stats. I'm sure Andrew will be thinking the same thing as well. Well played, Jonathan. I was also told last night by the technical director of the commentary box that it's not always the done thing to film the practices. So that's why we started a touch later today. I wanted to make sure that I did the links, I gave the results from last night, and we're straight into play. Now, question is Andrew going for the double? That's certainly where ice has been given. Well played, Greg. 1 up in this end. Greg has final stone, don't forget, but I think Andrew's going to take this red, try and bury the blue behind the blue that's already there. I mean, if anybody knows about numbers, it's Greg. He works for a major bank. I know nothing about numbers or anything like that. I just turn up and talk. One thing about doing my research about all these players is they're all ridiculously educated. I mean, it's, you know, they've all been to universities and schools that I've read about somewhere. Yes, that's exactly what Andrew's done. Buried behind the blue. Greg's got to take the 1 here. I say 1 because there's no other stone in the house. Goodness. Thinking about it though. Now, judging by where the brush is, I think Greg's looking to try and take the blue, tap up the red, and try and get a 2, but I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Greg done. He's not gonna, yeah. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. 1 blue. The advantage goes from 3 stones to 4. We move on. I have no loyalty to any of these players whatsoever, by the way. There's no favouritism or anything like that. I've always thought curling is a sport. It's a very dramatic sport, especially when you watch it live. Just a man in a chair that talks. Fraser Clark glides away. Yep. Hand goes up. Andrew's happy with that. Greg will sweep behind the tee. Stops. So far, a very reliable lead, Fraser Clark. Every stone that's been asked to be in has been in. If you're playing first, usually you try and put the cards in, but every player's different, every team is different. As I said yesterday, nobody has any sort of set rules. It's all about sort of, should this happen, then we do this. Unlucky. I don't think that was what was called by Greg, but it could be useful. It's over the hog line, so every stone over the hog line is useful. How useful is debatable, but it's still useful. reliable stone by Fraser. Greg comes out to sweep behind the tee. He'll have to sweep pretty hard. No, that's stopping as well. Brilliant stuff by Fraser. I think I'm sticking with Gasson as opposed to Gasson. I'm thinking Canada still has a French province. I'm reading it phonetically. I'm sure Ian won't mind. I haven't seen many of the players this morning. John Brown sort of spoke to me as the representative, told me what game to stream. But other than that, everybody was on ice. So Ian Gasson, or Gasson, yeah, same line as before. Broom goes up by Greg, thank you very much. Yeah, Andrews asked Scott to take away some of these guards, I think. Oh, maybe changed his mind. I think he's changed his mind. Scott Gibson. Skips have the power to do that, by the way, just change their mind. It's their name on the team sheet. Looking to guard the two, yeah. Oh, hang on, it's a bit weighty. Needs to stop. I'll get a wick off that centre blue. Where will it finish? Now leaves the possible double for a man that we've seen that can do double takeouts as well as single takeouts, Jonathan Avercroft. I'm no player's biggest fan, I'm just going by what I've seen. By the way, I sing everybody's praises equally, especially when I've got a microphone in my hand. Ice has been given, that is a takeout ice, as expected. Let's see, how many can Jonathan get rid of? It's always good to have a player on the team that can get rid of the offending zones. Like a policeman of sorts. Hold on. Greg's having a look. He'll crouch anytime now. There we go, right on cue. Coming in with pace. We won't know until Greg moves out the way. Hits one, hits two. Again, we won't know until people move out the way. Oh, gets one away. And stays, which is good. Well played, Jonathan Havercroft. Scott Gibson now. Again, takeout ice has been given. If it was me within the wheelchair game, I put the brush on the left-hand side as opposed to the right, so it hits through that gap where Andrew is sitting. And if he can stay for three, that will be the way to go. But every player is different. It could be that is Scott's strongest handle. Yeah, it's going to hit one. It's going to hit the wrong edge of it. Hits his own. Yeah, well, hate to say I told you so. Well played nonetheless by Scott. Back to Jonathan now. Tap the blue ever so slightly. Yeah, tap it back. Signal wasn't given for a takeout per se. Stone has been released by Jonathan Havercroft. Just looking to come up to the blue stone, sit for two, get rid of the goose egg. That's a polite way of getting rid of the note. It's not football, so I can't use nil. It is a goose egg. Oh, it's drifting though. Yeah, well, still early days. Unlucky. Straight takeout for Ben. Barrier away. That's what Andrews. That's the signal. There's the takeout. Takeout ice. Closer to the stone than a draw. If it was a draw, the brush may be somewhere there. Takeout it is. The right thing to do in these circumstances. Yep, not drifting. Drifting a touch now. Gets an edge, sacrifices Ben's own stone. Jonathan Braden. Hit and roll. Yep, hit the blue, roll over. It's all very well training a pet to roll over, but a stone, it's a whole different thing. Greg waves off the sweepers. He's relatively happy with it. The stone. Oh, well, it hasn't been released yet. Goodness. Greg's ahead of himself. There is the other camera angle. Jonathan Braden just making sure that everything's just so. Every curler has their own pre-shot rituals. I used to put headphones in. That was my pre-shot ritual. It varies from player to player. Hit and roll was the call. Hits, yes, and rolls. Well played, Jonathan. Ben Fowler. I don't really know what the call was there by Andrew. He sort of touched all three. On the nose, right, okay. Take out ice, hit it on the nose, stay. Yep, doesn't need to be too powerful, just needs to stay, hits it, tucks in. Well done, that is the shot. As well as the second shot. So, Wolston has first and second, Greg Dunn has third shot. Three-shot ritual again. Jonathan Braden cleans the stone. Make sure there's no pickups or dirt or anything. And slides away. Yeah, curling is the sport for people with OCD. Everything has to be the same. Has to be an order. It's superstition personified, this game. Everything has to be exactly the same. Even if the shots are different. Jonathan Braden, yeah, just needs to roll. Well, not quite. Andrew Wolston, there on the left-hand side, Ben Fowler on the right. I don't know how long the players have had their names on the back of their jackets, but when I first started commentating, I remember sending a very polite email to the ECA going, I'm not from your area. I don't know your players by the front of their heads, so let alone the back of their heads. And now everyone's got their name on the back of their jackets, so it helps a commentator out no end. Andrew Wolston and his team are 4 stones to the good. Plus first shot, perhaps second. Once again, we haven't got the shouty game. We've got the let's talk about it game. And there's a lot to talk about here. the sporting equivalent of walking on hot coals. More discussion. Well, if I hit it there and it ends there, how about here? Now we're ready. Okay, here we go. Now Andrew's got the time it takes for him to go from one side of the ice to the other, to either change his mind or talk himself through it. Fraser Clark on the right and Scott Gibson on the left will ask what the plan is. Another little discussion. Andrew will take the stone. Has his mind changed in that time? I'm not even building up the suspense. I'm being totally serious. Has his mind changed? Is he going with the original plan? Not a heavyweight, doesn't need to be. Andrew has let the stone go, as you've seen. Oh, slow down. Needs to slow. Yes. Lovely line. Well played. Now Greg has the last stone in this end. Went for the takeout with the last stone in the previous end. Gave away a 1. Not really a lot to discuss for Greg and Jonathan. Greg will slide up. They're definitely 2 down at the moment. Jonathan's resetting the stopwatch and Greg is ready to go. Here we go, slides out. Not really a pre-match or pre-shot ritual for Greg. Looks okay. Looking for a wick here. Oh, that's the one. Jolly good. From 2 down to 1 up in the space of 1 stone. I'm never really sure if people in the gallery or the room overlooking the ice, the curling hall, think I'm commentating or I'm just a spectator that talks loudly. I don't know. Now, if Andrew can take the red here, that's certainly where Ben's got the brush, yeah. Straight takeout if it stays. A 3 in a measure, assuming the shot goes to plan. Andrew's fairly tall, so his draw weight or takeout weight doesn't look like a takeout weight. Drifting ever so slightly. He's going to hit it almost square. Yes! Perfection. Wonderful. Now, Greg Dunn, as final stone, needs to get rid of that centre blue. Get rid of the goose egg. Get a point on the board. Reassess, rethink, reevaluate. It makes so much difference when you've got rid of the note. It really does. Because then you're in the game. Last rock for Greg Dunn. Jonathan resets the stopwatch. Greg is away. Oh, it's drifting, it's drifting. Oh, dear, 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 dear. Now, is it 2 or is it 3? I will find out, because remember the skips and vice skips have to agree. I can't just put a number there and hope. We'll be back. It's a 3. Andrew Wolston, 7 stones to the good, with Greg not quite rid of that goose egg just yet. 3 in the first end, 1 in the second, 3 in the third. Fraser Clark, another reliable lead stone in the house. It means that Greg can ask Ian to take it away. I think he's going to. There's no discussion in this time. Or this particular shot. So Andrew has played 2 and won 2. This is the third game. 7 stones to the good. Something has to change for Greg Dunn, or you'd have to assume that it's played 3 and won 3, but the game isn't over yet. This is only the fourth end. I can tell you that Andrew Reid is ahead of Owen Rees, which is the game that we were just about ready to cover before the ECA overruled, as there's every right to do. But we will meet the other teams in due course. Yep, 2 reliable stones by Fraser Clark. Yeah, Greg's given takeout ice. The stones are almost stuck together. So the double is on. Having said that, that's not a double weight. I could be wrong. Ian Gasson.
Yes, on Steve, come on Steve, come on Steve.
Yeah, hand goes up by Greg. What went wrong there? It's never easy to watch or commentate or talk over when a shot doesn't go to plan for any team. It doesn't really matter. Now, right. Jonathan's played a Bluestone. That's a mistake. Has nobody told Jonathan that he is red for this game? I don't know what that hand gesture was, but I think, yeah, back ring weight. Now, make sure it's a red stone, Jonathan. There we go. I'm sure Ben just said to Andrew, you played a blue stone. This looks better from Jonathan. Come on. Oh, right. Well, it splits them. That's okay. Still, oh, Greg needs to move out the way. I'm not sure how I thought this game was going to pan out or happen. Ben Fowler. Oh, well played. Well played. Yes, I'm not sure how I thought this game was going to play itself out, but I didn't really see a 7-0 lead after 4 with 3 stones in the house. But again, another sound pick by John. He has the final say of what games are streamed. Oh, just past the first guard. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Cuts the lead down, still 1 blue. I appear to be a stone ahead of myself. This should be Ben Fowler. Yes, it is. There he goes. Out of the darkness and into the light. Something I control. I do not control the lighting. It appears that one end is slightly darker than the other. Oh, that's not far away. Gets an edge. Stops. Oh, fabulous. Tell you what, this is chess on ice. Curling has been called many things. Depending if you're winning or losing in a game, it depends on what it's called. At the moment, though, this game is a landslide. Jonathan Braden. So 2 games streamed today, 3 tomorrow. Day 2 of the National Championships. Jonathan Braden. Greg is crouching, so it must be a takeout shot. Lovely line. We won't know until Greg moves. Hits the blue. That's okay. Remember, this is a 10-end game, so there's still time, in this case for Greg Dunn, to put something on the board. Need to average maybe 2, 3 an end. 1s and 2s aren't going to really cut the mustard. Of course, if you're Andrew Wolston, just maintain, just do what you're doing. You know, that would be the order of the day. You don't need me to tell you that. I mean, you could effectively give away a 1, even a 2, not be that troubled. It's close between the 2 stones at the moment, so I don't want to put my cards on the table, so to speak. Andrew Wolston. Is Andrew going to tap the red and tap his own blue? No, card it is. That's well done. That's a proper card. All guards are proper, but I mean that it really is guarded. Look at the stone formation. That is top draw. Greg Dunn. Whatever he has to do, he's got to draw past the 2 guards. I mean, even if he takes the blue at the rear of the target, let's see if we can just use the computer graphic. Even if he takes that blue, I'm not going to say it won't matter, but it won't really affect the score. It would just be easier if he could somehow tap that blue, because that is, as far as Greg's concerned, that is the offending blue stone. So let's see. But it would have to be a considerable draw for it to happen. All the stones are tucked in behind. Yeah, it's going to hit his own star. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. Wow. Again, top draw. That is why the skip is the skip. That is a precious stone. Now, I'm not going to say I was right or wrong, but what I will say is I gave the right information, the correct graphics. but as the stone came into shot, it did look like it was going to hit the guard. I was amazed that it somehow managed to keep going and hit the actual stone. Greg is 1-up in this end, thanks to that top draw. Andrew Wolston. I think Andrew, 7 stones ahead in this game, would concede that one. And this has been given at the red stone. It's in line with the brush, that's why I say the red stone. Follow the line in. Stone hasn't been released yet. There's the other camera angle. Fraser Clark on your right hand side. Yeah, tactically the right thing to do, put the guard in. I'm not at all sure that Greg can promote anything here. Again, the way the stones are at the moment. I mean, if you have any guards at the front of the house, this would be the time to tap up. But there's none to speak of. Yep, as expected, 1 red. So Greg Dunn has got rid of the goose egg. We do now officially have a game. Both teams have scored. Andrew Wolston inherits the hammer thanks to that 1 stone from Greg Dunn. And there will be a very short break after the 4th. Everyone's having a sort of team discussion. And the other games on ice at the moment are all square. John Barron and Jamie Molton playing a very cagey game. And Owen Rees is keeping Andrew Reid honest. So score-wise, this is the game to cover. Fraser Clark, every right to get the takeout, does so. free card rule does not apply when the stone is in. That's well played by Fraser. I can tell you for an almost certainty that that bellow is Andrew Reid. That shout and scream. We haven't got the shouty game this time. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If we do stream a shouty game, it means that I don't need to say as much. That's well played by Ian. Fraser Clark. I mean, the story of this game for Andrew is very simple. Everyone's played relatively well. The lead has been reliable. The story for Greg Dunn's rink is not terribly opposite, but opposite enough. Opportunities were there. The luck of the draw. Some opportunities were taken, others were not. I mean, and Andrew, as an avid climber, will tell you that it's, you know, when he's 7-1 down, it is a mountain to climb. You really need to, I mean, this is the 5th end of a possible 10. So Greg really has to make a move at this point. Jonathan Havercroft doesn't need to take anything out this time. Needs to draw past the guard. Oh, it's going to hit the guard. Ah, well. Leaves the draw there for Scott Gibson, but Scott is not going to draw. He's going to take away the guard. And that's what Andrew's asked Scott to do. I mean, personally, I'd draw there. There's enough of a gap there. But Andrew's got the hammer. I mean, if Andrew didn't have the hammer, I'd guard and guard and guard, but, you know, each to their own. Scott Gibson, remember, he's looking to take out the guard. The stone has been released. Yeah, well, that's unlucky. The draw would have been better there. Jonathan Havercroft. Now, I've said it yesterday and I'll say it again today and maybe tomorrow as well. The players obviously can't hear me, not that I'm breaking the fourth wall or anything, but we're on different levels of the building. But I know for a fact that they all go back and watch the player back. And I am open to feedback, especially when it's you called that shot right. And if we cover a tournament again like we did last year with this tournament, they'll all watch the previous year, you know. Jonathan Havercroft draws. Yep, that is the new shot with a guard in place as well. Now you take it. Yes. More ice than that though. Left hand side maybe a touch. Give an ice where Andrew's left hand is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well. Now this is where this is where Greg needs to draw. 7-1 down. It's so dramatic, this game. It's so dramatic. 7-1. Four stones to play for Greg Dunn's team. If they're all in and they all stay, 7-5. That's in, you know, that's in a seriously unfounded scenario. By the way, the most I've seen score is in this tournament anyway is a 6. That was by Owen Rees last year. We almost had a tie last night. If it wasn't for a certain Greg Dunn taking one out. I think it was Greg. Could have been Andrew. I can't remember, but we nearly had a tie for the most stones scored. Yep, guards. Ben Fowler taking the guard off. More ice than before. That's what I love about curling. As well as the sportsmanship, and everyone's really nice. And it's a dramatic game. It is a play on ice. I mean, it is, you know, it ebbs and flows. Takes the guard. Well, I say takes the guard. Well, now, it was the right shot to do, but it hasn't ended as Andrew would like. Unlucky Ben. He'll be back. And that is the benefit of having guards there. It's promoted another one of Greg Dunn's stones. So he's 2 in front now. That will take us to 7-3 if the end was to end here, which it isn't. Jonathan Braden. Over the hog, so that's the first bit done. Yep, centre line guard, that's the one. Slightly off centre, but centre enough. What do you imagine the discussion is now? If this was a Canadian curling channel, we would have mic'd the skips, but I'm sure that'll happen. I'm sure if I say it enough, it'll happen. Taking the guard. Better went for the double, missed the double, got the single though. The guard is away. Greg has to put it back in, surely. Surely. There's no guards to speak of at the front. There's guards on the left-hand side, guards on the right-hand side. Remember, the object of curling is to get as many stones, as many of your own stones, closer to the centre as possible. Has to put a centre-line guard in, Greg. It would still leave the draw on for Andrew. I wonder. Greg Dunn. If it was a positive, negative thing, scoring-wise, this is Greg Dunn's most positive end. Needs to put a guard in. Or a front ring draw. Oh, that is a front ring draw, I think, is it? We need Andrew to move out the way ever so slightly. He's standing right behind it. Oh, that is a centre-line guard. I don't think it's biting. The camera sometimes lies. Either way, Andrew has to draw here. Just while we wait for Andrew to take his stone, his first stone of this, the 5th. Storm Doris is hitting the UK. What a name for a storm. Hope you're all right. Should it hit you? Rain and snow was forecast around here. I'm not sure if any of that's materialised. Andrew Wolston. Oh dear, 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 dear. It's going to come up to the guard, if at all, no. So, I don't know if that was a mistake by Andrew, but he's obviously almost okay with Greg picking up the 2 here. He won't be as okay if Greg draws for 3, that's for sure. Because that would take the scoreline to 7-4. Yes, yes, needs to stop. It's well played by Greg. 3 stones to the good now. Now, if this stays, we may even see a smile from Greg Dunn. Can Andrew see enough of that red stone in the centre? Take it away, sit for 1, move on. Let's find out. Need to be especially heavy. Last rock, last opportunity for Andrew to change the complexion of this end. Looks okay, it's past the first card. Drawing in, as long as it doesn't hit the second. Oh goodness, that's fractions for you. Well, Greg will take the 1. 7-2. Could have been 7-4. If it wasn't for Andrew Wolston. Brilliant stuff though, that was a precious stone by Andrew. Just missing the first card. There wasn't a lot in that. Now is there a break after the 6th end? I think so.
That's our way.
has scored a 3, taking the scoreline to 6-3 against Owen Rees. We are ready to go curling once again. Scoreline now at 7-2 in favour of Andrew Wolston. Andrew has the hammer, same as he did in the last end. unfortunately that's not in play. First stone in the afternoon to not get over the hog line. Better for me in the sense that it's over the hog line. Fraser Clark.
Yes, line.
Very reliable lead so far. Yep, past the first guard. In the house, stopping before the tee, so Greg cannot sweep. That's well played. Jonathan Havercroft. Ice at the outside blue. Draw, and it is a Scottish term, bury it, put it behind the blue. First time somebody said bury a stone to me, I turned up with a spade. I kid you not. Jonathan Havercroft. Past the first guard. Past the second, though it's drawing in. I didn't hear a click, so it must have. Yes, well played, Jonathan. Scott Gibson. He's from Motherwell originally, and that stone is on the way to Motherwell. Straight through the house. That's unlucky. At that speed it should get there in about 2 minutes. Jonathan Havercroft looking to take out that outside blue. Just puts the guard in. That's well done. Hit one, hit the second one. Beat the guards. Scott Gibson. Hits one. Oh, well played. Hits two. Very well done, Scott. So at the bottom of your screen, you'll see Jonathan Braden gliding away. Coming into shot now. 2 down in the end. Yeah, I keep saying the end. This end. It's nowhere near the end yet. Ben Fowler has been asked to take away the 2 card stones. Hits them both, takes 1 out of play, and the second is still going. Out of play as well. Well done, Ben. Nice one. Takes away the 2 guards as requested. Now, surely Jonathan has to draw here. Wouldn't it be easier coming in from the other side? There's a bigger gap. Could be that that's Jonathan's strongest handle. Has been released. She'll be coming into shot any time now. Just not really happening this end. Jonathan nails it. So does Greg. Still a smile on Jonathan's face though. Ben Fowler has been asked by Andrew to draw. Two up in this end. Looking for 3. Greg Dunn still to play. Takes the guard away. That's well done. Now, I wondered about the draw there, but it took the guard away. Staying just outside the house. Andrew has final stone. Hit and roll on that stone, do you think? obviously deciding against the wick and roll. Now there's a discussion between the front blue and the rear red. Greg seems to think he's got it. Usually if players have a second and third look, it's closer than they anticipated. Greg's looking at it now. Right, unlucky Andrew. You've still got one stone to play. Now, is Greg going to draw past that first guard? Well, I say guard, it's not, it's in the house. Yep, that's where ideally Greg wants the stone to end up. Not a terribly positive looking team. But then again, would you be 7-2, Dane? I don't know. Jonathan resets the stopwatch again. And Greg Dunn glides out again. Exactly the same as before. Let's see. Needs to keep going. Yes. Hit that front red. If he hits it at a certain angle, it should get the back red as well. Hitting it with pace, there we go. Andrew Wolston with his final stone, and the final stone of this, the 6th end. Yep, he's going for it as well. Look at this, ready, brace, hits one, hits two. Now is it one red or one blue? Let's have a look, everyone's looking over it. One red. 7-3. Well, if the scores were to go at this pace, if Greg was to score a 1 in the next 4 ends, we'd be level, we'd be peeling. Now the team looks a bit happier. Already Andrews tapped his shoulder. He wants rid of that stone. Fraser Clark would have seen that. Drifting, he's going to get an edge, gets an edge and stays. Well played, Fraser. Centre line guard has been called. Ian will have seen that. Probably the right thing to do. Greg doesn't have final stone, so he can't take everything out and claim a 1 at the end. Too light, that's too, needs to keep going. Needs to keep going, never mind. Yeah. Ian's not the first person to have a problem with weight. We're entering the business end now of this game. Usually it's 8, 9 and 10, but I think for Greg it's now onwards. Fraser Clark just looking to put another stone in, I would have thought. Has been released. Coming into shot now. It's over the hog. Dying out now. Brilliant. Good stuff. And there's enough of a gap in between the two stones where somebody could send a stone and it goes through the gap. So Greg needs to be careful. Centre line guard, yeah. So the first tap is where he wants the stone to end up. The second tap, or the second where Greg places his brush the second time around, is where he wants Jonathan to aim for. Now Jonathan will aim for that, but it is his hand the stone is coming out of, so anything could happen. That's another beautiful thing about curling. The skip will tell you what they want, where they want you to aim, but it is your body the stone is leaving. It's one of these conundrums. Right, whatever you do, do not go through the gap. I don't think I'll have enough power to. Centre line was called. Yes, that's good. Scott Gibson, first tap's where they want the stone to be. Second tap is where they want to aim for. Just put a third one in, I would have thought. Over the hog. Unfortunately, it's not stopping as quickly. No, unlucky. Now, will Greg ask Jonathan to take one of them away here now? And in a roundabout way, the answer to that question is yes. Yep. Now for sure. T-weight. Call was to T-weight, hit one of them a roll ever so slightly, and it's going to do that. Just nudges though. Scott Gibson. Has he been asked to take the red? If Scott does that though, there's every chance it could hit his own stone. I say his own stone because I believe that as soon as a team member takes their stone, they take the responsibility of the other stones within the house. It's just a personal opinion. Oh, went for it. It's going to hit the first guard. That's okay. No damage done, really. Both out of play. Oh, that's just to check we're all awake. This is Ben Fowler. It's going to hit the first guard. This looks better. Still 2. So Ben's obviously going to put the guard in, because you know that in the very near future Greg will probably tap that red up. If Ben was to plug that gap. Now Andrew's tapped his shoulder there. The universal curling signal for take it out, get rid of it. Waving it on. We'll get out of the way at just the right moment. Hey, there we go. Just the ticket. Well played, Ben. More discussion for Greg and Jonathan. If Andrew was to maintain this 3, he'd be in double figures. So Wolston, as a team, as a rink, their highest score of the 2 games that have been played is 12. That was in the second session against Jamie Molton. Greg Dunn's highest score is an 8, and that was in the first game against Jamie Molton. This is Greg Dunn now. Oh, this looks okay. Needs to hit and stay. Through the gap, threads the needle, hits, stays. Thank you very much. Brushes go up. It's fairly tucked away as well. Fairly. Now, if Andrew hits his own blue stone, that would be the way to go. Stone beside the brush. Oh, not far away. Needs to hit an edge of it though. Don't let it square. It's got to hit an edge. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well played. So from 1 red to 2 blue in the space of about 30 seconds. And the game changes yet again. Greg Dunn glides up to the other end of the sheet of ice, to the hack, in preparation for his final stone of this, the 7th end. Oh, where's the power? That's unlucky. It won't get there. So Greg's looking at a 2-shot deficit minimum. Last rock of this, the 7th. Yes, this isn't far away. Andrew Wolston. Is it 2? Is it 3? There's the handshake. Yeah. So provisionally 10-3 to Andrew Wolston, and that is the final score of this game. We may just have time to move over to the Reese game, which was the game that we were streaming originally. So the final score of that particular game, Andrew Wolston 10, Greg Dunn 3. Stay with us, we'll see if we can catch the other game. So, this is the only game of the this afternoon's session still going, as both the other games, the Reese Reed and the Greg Dunn game, which you've seen, has just finished. Identical scores, 10-3 in favour of Andrew Reed. And the game you've just seen in favour of Wolston's rink. So this is the only game that is still on ice. And there's still time to change the graphics, so stay with us. A bit of bonus curling action for you, right here on Dumfries Curling. All right, so this is the only game that's still in play. The others have finished. This is John Brown and Jamie Molton. This is 4-3 after 7. That should be. Why is it the third end? After 7. Okay, so assuming I've got the scoreline correct, it is 4-3 after 7 ends. So this is halfway through the 8th end. Takeout was called, takeout achieved. And it stays, happy days, good stuff. But still 1 yellow. So Jamie Molton is skipping there. It's been a very cagey game. Nobody's scored more than a 1 per end. The first end was blanked. Yes. That's well done. So John Brown famously playing in his, after what's considered to be a gap year last year, a year away, he's playing in his 34th men's championship. That's just staggering. One down in this end. Jamie Molton looking to make it 2. Oh, puts the guard in, that's okay. So now we've officially, and sometimes unofficially, we've met Molton's team. Well, we're going to meet Molton's team officially. We've met Brown's team. We've met Andrew Wolston's team. The women are commencing play tomorrow. We've met Greg Dunn's team. And we've met Andrew Reid's team. The only team we haven't met in full is Owen Rees. But that will happen, rest assured. Well done. Yes, this is bonus action. We were covering the Greg Dunn game at the request of John Brown, who's featured in this game. He's the main rep for the English Curling Association, so he has creative control. We were going to cover the Owen Rees game, and then we were told to cover the Greg Dunn game. And both of those games, the Rees game and the Greg Dunn game, have finished. This is the only one that is still in live play. So this is John Brown and Jamie Molton. this is Jamie Molton, because that is Michael Opal standing there. I hope you found this broadcast to be entertaining, by the way. Even if you haven't, I respect your opinion. So Jamie Molton is 1 up at the moment. Just the one. If John can take that 1 blue stone, he could potentially sit for 3, which will be just in the nick of time. That will be the highest score that either of these teams have produced in this game. Yes, when I arrived yesterday to begin the commentary for this championship, I arrived with a big red folder full of what I thought was research, and John helped me out where he could and told me what positions the players were playing in, and then told me that half of my information was wrong. So you know, we live to improve, John. We can only marvel. Oh goodness! Even the great JB can have an off day. 34th men's championship for him. He'll be back. Yes, he filled in the information I didn't have. I thought I'd done rather well, having not met many of these players before. Jamie Molton. Now the score is correct, but the graphic is wrong. This is the 8th end of a possible 10. Apologies for the relative silence there. I was just making sure the scoreboard was accurate. We should be in the 8th end now. 4-3 in favour of John Brown. So I was half right. The highest score so far in this game in one end, Jamie Molton secured a 2 in the 6th. Everything else has been 1. The first end was blanked, the second end, Jamie Molton scored 1, and then the third, fourth and fifth end, John Brown scored 1 per end. Then Jamie Molton in the 6th came back with a 2, John Brown in the 7th, another 1, which takes the score to 4-3. 10 ends, 10 end game. 8th end we're in the middle of. And just so we're totally in sync, by the start of the 9th end, I'll give you all information I have about each player. Half of it was provided by John Brown. So, you know, if it's not right, direct your complaints too. But it should be right. He's a gentleman, JB. I'm struggling to call him John, actually. I just want to call him Mr. Brown. He's the most experienced player we have so far today. Yes, oh well, halfway. Must be a generation thing. And on Jamie Molton's team, the vice for Jamie Molton is Michael Opal, who I seem to remember, in fact I know, skipped a team in this tournament last year. Jamie Molton playing blue in this game. Looking to hit the yellow. John Brown looking to take the blue away and sit for a possible 2. Remember our next, the evening session, 7 p.m. It's a quick turnaround. And no, I have no idea what game I'll be covering. I've got to get approval from Mr. Brown. That's well played. So that is Michael Opal, and this should be Jamie Molton. Yes, indeed it is. Now we're in sync. This game isn't helped by the fact that none of the players are wearing names on the back of their jersey. I've just managed to recognise Michael Opal and John. Oh, sorry, Mr. Brown. So Jamie Molton is two down in this end. Michael Opal, in his famous style, has waved the sweepers off. Gliding, drifting, hitting, and leaving. Yep, unfortunately that stone didn't stay around, but it served a purpose. So as John discusses with his vice skip, Stuart Brand, he's retired now, John. Lives in the Bedford area. He did study geography at the University of Glasgow. Glides away. Just looking to add to the total, nothing fancy. Counting, that's good. Back to 2 up. Or if you're Jamie Molton, 2 down with last stone. This is the last stone that Jamie Molton will throw. Now if I've got the graphic right, this is the last stone of the end. If not, it's the penultimate one. Normally I would have it right, but as I said, we changed halfway through. Because the other 2 games had finished. This is the only one in live play. So it was a bit of a scramble to get the cameras correct and the graphic and what have you. So Jamie drawing to the centre, I assume. Oof. Right, I haven't got the graphic right at all. So John Brown, 2 up in this end. This would add to his total. He's 1 in front. Game total. 2 up. End total. Looking to draw an ad, I would have thought. Certainly looks like it. Line's pretty good. It's the weight. Needs to slow. Everyone's moving out the way. Needs to slow. Jamie will sweep it. Aye. Slightly out. 2 yellow. 2 yellow. So Jamie Molton will have the hammer. Now we're in sync. Okay, so this is the 10th and final end. You're an end behind. But the graphic, the name graphic is correct. Graham Stanley. He's from Aberdeen. That's a nice centre-line guard. Remember, John will just be looking to draw, guard and draw. He does not have the last stone, but he has the lead in the game, so just guard, guard, guard. As well as the results that I told you, they'll also be published on the English Curling Association Facebook page and website, I assume, as well as our page and website. It's a lovely little cross promotion. Yep, just coming up to it. Nicely done by Henry Carter. Now, the numbers for Jamie Molton's team were put in by John, so if it's not Henry Carter, I apologise. I'm just saying that now. Graham Stanley with his final stone of this game. Okay, so John Brown's team, excuse me. Looking at the stats, they've played 2, won 1. Lost to Andrew Reid in the first game and a win against Owen Rees in the second, and looking like a win in this game as well. Jamie Molton has played 2 and unfortunately not won 1. Played 2 and lost 2. So Molton looking for his first win. This should be Jacob White. That's well done. Needs to stop though. Oh, it's good take out. Excuse me, I didn't see the blue. Right, that's well done. Takes the blue and stays. John Brown 1 up in this end. So assuming this is Harry Mallows, I do remember him playing in the National Men's Championship last year here at the Ice Bowl. Takes the guard off. That stone's out of play. Jamie, don't sweep that. Yeah. Serves a purpose, but sacrifices Harry's own stone there. So this is Jacob White for his final offering in this game. This is the 10th and final end of the afternoon session. This is the only game that remains in live play. Looking for draw here. It's been released. Nothing Jacob can do about it now apart from watch. Nice weight. A little bit of sweeper aid. Okay, quite a lot of sweeper aid. Goodness. That's well done. Lovely line. Beautiful line. Harry Mallows is hopefully being asked to, I say hopefully it's Harry, hopefully being asked to take out the 2 stones by Jamie Molton. Now watch the difference here. This is a double takeout weight. Hopefully. It's got one. So Jamie Molton still 1 down. Stuart Brand now. Started curling in Kinross. An ice rink I've never been to. So Michael Opel, a German native from Hamburg, now lives in London. A very well educated man, went to Wolston and then Cambridge. Yes. Yes. Well, it looked on, wasn't far away. A game of fractions and angles is going. The pace was right, the line was ever so slightly off. Stuart Brand, his final stone of this game. global skipped team last year, vice skip this year for Jamie Molton. Oh, this looks promising. Yes, it's online, it's online. Gets an edge. That's well done, Michael, yes. And it's tucked away as well. John Brown does not have final stone in this game. He was the last person to score. That's why he does not have the hammer, the last stone. One down in this end. So just while John gets ready to take his stone, three games tonight. Molton against Reed, Reese against Dunn, and Wolston against Brown. That looks okay. Oh, lovely weight. And it's stopping. Yes. Pressure stone there by John Brown. Jamie Molton for his first stone. And tomorrow, of course, as well as the morning session, there's 10 a.m, 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. The first of the women's game will be at 3 on Friday, tomorrow. Oh goodness, that's a take-out weight. Jamie Molton. The weight's good is the line. Ah, it's going to catch the first guard. Catch an edge of it. Yep. That's unlucky by Jamie. The weight was good. Line was slightly out. There's every chance John will put that stone back. So John Brown with his final stone of this game. All right, John Brown with his final stone of this game. As expected, guard needs to cross the hug though. Yes. There's still a gap there though for Jamie. I think so. Last rock of this game, bringing the afternoon session to a close. That honour goes to Jamie Molton. Just having a very brief discussion with Michael Opel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and tap that yellow, just put the brush there, we'll see what happens. Right then, Jamie Molton for the final time in this game. Pushes out of the hack. Let's see. Will the stone make any difference? Jamie hopes so. Let's have a look. No, it's going to catch the first guard. Never mind. There's the handshake. One yellow to John Brown. Jamie Molton still waiting for that first win. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings to a close the afternoon session of the National Championships in partnership with the English Curling Association and DIBCA, the Dumfries Ice Ball Curling Association. I've been Michael Greaves-McIntosh. We are back at 7 p.m. So we hope that you'll join us right here on Dumfries Curling. Remember to like and subscribe, tell us what you think, and we'll see you at 7 p.m.